Hey everyone, how's it going? I am Xeracon and I am back once again. Today I just want to go over something that has been on my mind for a while since seeing consistently case after case of something that is just very ridiculous, and I can't believe it's something that we even have to be talking about. And that is the rise of people being disrespectful and just deplorable people in Japan. Several years ago, I made a response video to Logan Paul's experience in Japan, partially due to his rudeness in public, but largely in focus to him in the suicide forest. Despite what happened then, I feel like what's happening now is is oddly enough even worse than what he did. So these days we have IRL streamers and real life streamers, and they stream themselves live, and in order to gain attention, they sometimes do the most ridiculous things so they can just make money and profit off of it. And the most notable of these is one called Johnny Somali. Now, I had never heard of him before, but I had caught up on his story on a channel called Atozy, and I really recommend you watch that channel, his videos, because he does a great job through every scenario of him, from like back in Japan to his most notable stuff in South Korea, and he's just done a great job covering it, so I would really recommend checking his videos out if you want to get more information on who this individual is. But he has been one of the most dislikable people that I have ever seen. He's constantly harassing people, he's obnoxious and loud, and he makes messes and says that he's not doing anything wrong. And I mean, he was really horrible in Japan, and he got arrested in Japan. Like, here's the thing, and he, sadly enough though, he was released, and he went away, he went to Israel, he committed more problems over there, and then he went to South Korea where he was even worse. I mean, I don't even know how he could honestly be worse, but I mean, he was harassing people in public, he was being completely what's the word I'm even looking for? He was being completely obscene toward historical statues. He was making messes in restaurants. He was playing loud and obscene music. He bought a fish, left it to stand in the heat, and then he was just had the bag leaking on a subway train. I mean, this is the type of guy we're talking about here. The good news is that it seems like South Korea is taking things a little bit more seriously than Japan was, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like he's going to be serving the full sentence that he could be. And you might be thinking, well, that's just one guy who did something, so what's the big deal? The problem is, it seems like he's spawning these copycats, because I have seen other videos now online on YouTube where people have been harassing, and I'm talking about like Americans, harassing people on public transportation, on trains, and it's just ridiculous. And people are also just being completely ridiculous in the way they're acting and conducting themselves in public. And while not on the same degree of disrespect, I even saw something that this older gentleman did where he went and he carved his initials in the Meiji Shrine. Now, I've been to the Meiji Temple twice, and I've never thought once to carve my initials there at all. And this is an older guy. This isn't like some young teenager. Why is it so hard for all these people in each circumstance to not be a decent person? Now, I'm certain that Japan receives hundreds of thousands of tourists every year who aren't like these individuals and who are just pretty good people, decent people who come, who enjoy the culture, who participate in events that are going on, and they return home and they're happy, everyone's happy. However, it's because of individuals like these that they might have a sour attitude towards foreigners. And I can't even completely blame them. I mean, Japan is a nearly homogenous nation that, opens itself towards outsiders. And now the fact that the ones that are coming in are starting to poison that viewpoint that they have, and it's their fault for it. They're being the obnoxious tourists. I would love to go to Japan one day, but I have a feeling that might not even be the case, because Japan might one day just decide to close their borders and not allow anyone in, even if they're just tourists. And it would all be the fault because of people like Johnny Somali. And a funny thing is the fact that whenever he gets caught in trouble with the police, he always says something like, hey, I'm American, you can't do this. It's like, you're not in America, man. You're in a foreign country. They have their own rules. You have to know that before you go there. And he also accused people of being racist towards him when it's when he was making several racist remarks himself, that he has no one to point fingers to, and those people weren't even being racist. Now, I can't speak for every experience, but during my trips to Japan, there was nothing that ever happened that would even remotely classify as racist, or if people were looking at me very differently. When I was walking out in public, no one gave me a weird look. When I was shopping in stores, no one was acting weird toward me. And when I had dinner at a small ramen shop, the woman there was very nice. She was very appreciative that I was trying to communicate to her in Japanese. And we had a small conversation. I mean, I wasn't great at it or anything, but we were able to have some sort of communication going on there. That's what visiting new culture should be like. You shouldn't be harassing people, defacing historical or national monuments, or just being a jerk in general. And it really ticks me off that this is something that's becoming more and more of a common thing. But that'll do it for today. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. I appreciate it. This is a little different from what I normally do, but after seeing so many videos like the ones I've seen, and because of the fact that, it seems like things have gotten worse since when Logan Paul went to Japan, I really wanted to put my thoughts out there one more time in light of this. So, thank you once again for watching this video, and I will see you all next time. So until then, I am iamxeracon signing off. Have a good one.